Mao. I'm a professional police investigator, and what I do is expert witness reports on behalf of clients who have complaints about law enforcement issues. Mr. Aaron Rey contacted our office several months ago, requested an investigation and an evaluation of his complaint, and he has included you as a possible witness on his case. What I'd like for you to do is briefly cite your name. You don't have to give your address, but I do want you to say the city that you are in right now. I'd like for you to say the time as it is right now, whatever is on your watch, and then I'd like for you to give a brief statement. After your statement, I will ask you questions. Now, I'm not going to ask any questions initially because I just want you to tell me what you know in general about Mr. Rey's case. I will be taking notes as you're talking, and then I'll ask you questions as I see fit. Do you understand my instructions?
Oh, yeah. Sounds great. Let's get started. Well, first...
Name and your city.
Well, first, my name is Daniel Key. That's spelled K-E-E, not the common spelling. I'm here in Tucson, Arizona, and the time right now is 10:34 a.m. Mountain Time. And just as a brief overview, I experienced some general harassment. See, as a fellow T.R.T member, we were pulling some records at the department, and we noticed their ashtray was really close to the door, and we were just going to document it. And we had contact with a Lieutenant Pratt, and he apprehended Mr. Rey and did a phony traffic stop. There's no traffic citation just because we had a camera. And see, I tried to walk away. I was like, well, I'll go stand at the street here, and when you get done, you know, I'll be right here. And another officer, a very large officer, stood in front of my way, and he says, do you have ID? And I said, I sure do, but I don't feel like giving it to you. And he's like, well, then you're going to have to sit in the car. I was like, well, preferably I'd like to walk to the street and wait for you guys to get done. He's like, no, you sit right there. And he's just standing there eyeballing me, and I felt very uncomfortable. And I was sitting next to a handgun at the time, and he was just eyeballing me, and I felt very, you know. And so I made a complaint. And I get this letter back from this complaint, and this is insane. This letter seems to be pretty much a standardized form as a roadblock just to get people to go away.
Okay, let me back up with a few questions, okay? Okay, you still there, sir?
Huh?
I was asking if you could hear me okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned earlier that you guys were looking at an ashtray. Where was the ashtray?
It was located directly in front of the records department.
Okay, and this was at the police station?
Yes, it's at the Sheriff's Department property here on Benson Highway.
Okay, so you and Mr. Rey were in there, and did you guys have recorders?
Yes, we had a camera on us.
Okay, and did the police stop you after you left the building? Did they stop you inside the building?
Yeah, we were in front of the building on the sidewalk there, and we were walking to our automobile, which was just a few parking spaces down, and they stopped us in front of the car on the sidewalk.
Okay. And
after we've documented what we had.
Were the officers on foot, or were they in a patrol car?
No, they were on foot.
Okay, so they walked out of some building, followed you guys, and stopped you somewhere near your car in the parking lot?
Yeah, that's correct.
Was there anyone else with you other than you and Mr. Rey?
No, not at the time.
Okay, and there are two officers, you said, or more than two?
No, there's just the two. There was a large African-American officer, and then there was the older Lieutenant Pratt.
Okay, and what did they say to you?
Well, they're like, what are you guys doing here? What are you doing with cameras? What is that? Let me see that camera. And they just started arguing with us, and we're like, well, we're just doing some documentation. And we're like, we're on our way. You know, we're on our way leaving now. And they're like, no, you can't leave. Look, give us your ID. We need to run your names. And that's how that started. They started asking for ID and wanted to run our names when we were already done with our business. We were getting ready to leave.
Okay, so at the time you guys were leaving, you had not broken any laws?
No, nope. We're just there, minding our own business.
Okay, and you guys didn't have any illegal substances or possessions on your persons, is that right?
Absolutely not.
Okay, and you guys didn't start an argument, a fight, or any other conflict while you were in the building, is that correct?
Nope, we did our business. We measured, got it on camera, got everything documented, and we were on our way out. They stopped us, and we asked to leave. We were asking, well, what is this about? What is this concerning? You know, this is obviously in violation of Terry versus Ohio. This isn't even a legitimate traffic stop, if that's what you're going to call it.
Okay, and how long did they keep you there? And I want to ask you something I think you already mentioned, but I want to ask you again. You made it known to them that you did not want to stay there and you wanted to leave.
Yeah, I said it several times, in fact, that I would prefer to go to the end of the street, which was off of their property, and down around the corner, maybe about a block and a half away, is where I wanted to go.
Okay, and they would not allow you to do that?
No, he told me to sit right there and stay right there, and then he just eyeballed me.
Okay, all right. And did they fill out any forms? Did they document this situation in any additional ways?
No, he, actually, Lieutenant Pratt just took off with Mr. Rey's ID, and then came back, and that was it. And he's like, okay, you guys can go now.
Okay, did they run Mr. Rey's identification?
And they sure did.
Okay, did they ever get any ID from you?
No, they didn't. I had it on me, but they didn't get it.
You tell them you didn't want to give it to them?
Yes. I told them I had it, but I'm not going to give it to them.
Did they make any threats as to what they would do if you didn't provide it?
No, he told me to sit in the car and just stay right there. And he just pretty much...
Okay. Okay, and how long did they keep you there?
I would say it was a good 45 minutes. It was quite a while.
Okay.
Lieutenant Pratt was back in the back for quite a long time, and then it was just the one officer standing there eyeballing us.